Hi, everyone. Today, I wanted to take a minute to talk about my book, Stories 1986 to 88, that I did with my daughter, Andie, over the course of almost 3 years when she was 8, 9, and 10, corresponding to when I was the same age in the 80s.
Oh, I forgot something. Hold on.
What?
Okay, I'm ready.
What are you doing? This is just a Q&A. We aren't dressing up.
Fine. This one's my favorite.
Okay, I see what we're going to do. This is how it's going to go?
Yep.
So why is this one your favorite?
Well, first I love magic, and you did too when you were my age. And how I was dressed up with the briefcase, the wand, and the cape.
Mm-hmm.
We also did the shoot at the magic shop, which was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. No? Speaking of, do you want to see a magic trick?
Sure.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here, hand me that bag right there. Yeah, just a gift bag from something. What's this from? So, just a normal little gift bag. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Okay, look inside. Nothing? Okay. Empty? Empty bag? Okay. Okay, so let's see what we can pull out of this bag. Maybe a scarf.
Just start with simple then.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Something simple.
That's a good idea. Okay, let's see. Magic incantation. Okay, let's see what we got in here. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see if there's anything else we can do in here. See, still empty, right? Still empty?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, this time, how about take a little seed from here. See what we can come up with here. Oh, wow.
Another scarf, isn't it?
Oh, it's another scarf. It's a string.
Whoa!
Flowers inside. How about that? Not too bad. See if we can come up with something else. How about that? Here you go. Something else. Anything else? Magic incantation? Abracadabra? No? You're not impressed by abracadabra? Oh, this is pretty.
Pink.
Yeah, you like pink, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another simple scarf.
Still empty? Still empty. All right. I wonder if there's something else we can pull out of here. Maybe. Oh, you're gonna like this.
Another one.
You can't have too many little flower boxes.
Another flower. Pick the box.
Still empty, right? Still empty?
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Let's go up with another scarf. What color scarf you want?
Let's do green.
Green? Okay. Not a bad idea.
Since you already have
Let's
pink.
see. Yeah, we don't need another pink one, do we? I don't need another pink one. Look at that. Your wish. My command.
Wow.
There you go.
Another thing.
Right? Still empty?
Yep.
Okay. One more thing. Want some more flowers?
Yep.
Okay. Seeds from the air. Go for it. Very good. All right. Let's see if Andie's flowers.
Yeah.
Pretty
Another
cool.
one.
Oh my gosh. What? Andie, what is this?
Button.
Wow.
Yeah. That one.
Okay. So you see me do magic, which
It was
obviously-
pretty cool.
Yeah,
that
thanks.
was pretty cool.
I appreciate that. So that was one of our fun photographs going to the magic shop. What were some of your other favorite or more memorable photographs? Oh no. Here we go. This one. Yep. Okay, tell us about this one. Why was it your favorite?
Well, I really love his songs, especially the one called Bad. And then when we went to make the photo shoot,
Mhm.
we made the fog with dry ice.
Yeah,
And
nice.
then the red leather jacket, which I'm wearing now,
Pretty awesome.
and the boombox.
Yeah. So why do you like Michael Jackson's music so much?
I don't know, I guess it's really upbeat.
Yeah.
And it just,
Makes you want to dance?
yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. When I was your age, I guess I was a little bit younger, probably 8, and mom and dad would have friends over, like company for parties and stuff. They would all be sitting in the living room, and I would get all dressed up like Michael Jackson.
Like me.
Yeah, just, yeah. And I would put on my glove, one of my gloves from church, and I would wear my black pants that were too small. You don't have to show them that your black pants are too small. So I would walk out, and I would have my Fisher Price tape player, and I would walk out, and I would go over to the coffee table. They'd all be sitting around. I would clear off everything from the coffee table without saying a word, and get up on the coffee table. Oh gosh! Play whatever Michael Jackson song I had queued up on the tape player, and then I would just dance. I'd do the whole dance, whatever dance I had choreographed.
Like Thriller.
Yeah, and then as soon as it was over, I would just hop off the coffee table, still not saying a word, and I would walk right out. Every time they had friends over.
Wow.
So when I saw this jacket, because this wasn't my jacket from when I was a kid, but when I saw this jacket when I was looking for stuff at Goodwill, I thought, oh my gosh, and it reminded me of when I used to do that, and I was like, we have to do this shoot. So, speaking of Thriller, do you want to see my dance moves?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fine.
No.
So when we were doing this shoot out at the cemetery, that's where we decided to do this one, kind of based on Thriller. What was going through your head as you were thinking about doing this shoot, or doing, really any of our shoots, but this one in particular?
Well, I was saying to myself, this is so my mom.
Yeah.
And I thought I looked slightly weird, but cool.
Yeah. Look at that. Of course you look cool.
What about you? What was going through your mind when you wanted to do all the shoots?
Oh gosh. Well, that is not a short answer. I think when I first started working on this, when I first started thinking about this project, before that, people would say that I should photograph you because we looked alike, or because you were so cute or photogenic. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I don't want to be that mom that is taking pictures of her kid, because that's been done. And I didn't know if I could do it better, or I didn't want it to feel cliche somehow. But then as we started photographing you, like for Instagram, when I would just take normal, pictures of you, and I wondered if I was even going to post those to Instagram, to the internet, because I wanted you to have your own private life. I didn't want to, exploit you or just put your life out there in a way that maybe you didn't consent to, even as a young person. So I certainly didn't want to do this really long project with you. But as I was thinking about it, and people said, oh, she reminds me of you. And Momo would say that, oh, she reminds me so much of you when you were little. And I started thinking, what if I photographed you as me? So I wasn't photographing you necessarily, I was photographing myself. But it was just
when you were younger.
When I was younger.
Since you look so much.
Yeah, because we looked so much alike. And especially as soon as I cut your bangs, then we looked exactly alike when we were kids, when we were the same age as kids.
She burnt my forehead 3 times.
Okay. I'm sorry. So as I started thinking about what kind of, photographs we could make, I started looking at old photos that I had from when I was a kid, or as you started doing things, just maybe you took dance class, or you wanted to play junior league basketball, or just all the little things that you wanted to do as a young person, then I started remembering all of those things that I wanted to do when I was a young person. So things that were happening with us, with me as the mom and you as the kid, really made me remember what it was like when I was a kid, and it made me just think about all of these things that had happened to me when I was a kid.
Like what?
Okay, well, let's say when you were 8 and you wanted to wear dresses.
Yep.
And glitter and all these things that I never wanted anything to do with when I was a kid. You know, I wanted to wear camo and cut my hair short and play in the dirt with the boys. And here you wanted to wear dresses and glitter, and pink was your favorite color. But I let you. It still is. But I let you do these things because that's what I wanted when I was a kid, was to be able to do the things that I wanted to do, even if it was just camo and short hair. And yet, you know, it's like I wasn't totally the kid that I think mom was comfortable with me being.
But Mama wanted you to wear dresses.
Yes, especially to church. And I think, you know, I wanted her to let me do the things that made me me, but I don't think I realized how much that affected me as a photographer or as a person, as a mom, until I started, you know, thinking about how I could almost therapeutically go back and maybe relive some of those moments, because, you know, I needed to process a lot of that. I needed to process the fact that mom and dad weren't always super excited about the kid that I wanted to be. So going back and looking at some of those moments is when it started to come together for me that, you know, maybe I could remember those times and relive those moments, but do it in our own way, kind of rewrite those moments, you know, in our own kind of way. And that's when it all happened, when I decided to photograph you as me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I really wanted to do and girls weren't allowed to do? Play football. Do you remember when you got dressed up in Uncle Brian's football uniform?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
This is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, but so good. Do you want to hear John Cougar Mellencamp's Jack and Diane?
I've heard it. Can I get this off now?
Sure.
That's better.
Oh, man. You're right. This is so uncomfortable.
Told you.
Yeah. Okay. What about this thing?
Oh, gosh.
Better?
Yeah.
I don't think I can get this off. Okay, let me take this off.
Can you actually not get it off? Oh, you got this.
Whew. Okay, you're right. Yeah, let's get rid of this. This was a bad idea.
Told you.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So now that we're back in our comfortable, normal clothes,
Hair sticking. Sticking out.
Okay. So what else did you learn about me about my childhood while we were doing all these shoots and getting dressed up and talking about all these stories and stuff?
Well, you hid things while you were a kid in your Hulk Hogan lunchbox.
I did. Yeah, special things. I did. Yeah.
Oh, and you wanted to be the Karate Kid.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't this great?
Wow.
Gosh, I wanted to take karate lessons so bad, just like my friend Chris Heatley, who, by the way, also wore camo and had short hair.
I didn't know to let you take karate lessons.
Honestly, I don't know. There was never a reason given, but I think it was just something that girls didn't do. You know, that wasn't a thing that girls did.
Yeah.
But I watched Karate Kid over and over and over again, trying to learn as much as I could. Daniel-san was my hero. That's what the piece May 1987 is all about. You mentioned earlier hiding stuff in my Hulk Hogan lunchbox, and that's what that whole piece is about. But Mom signed me up for dance, and I was a dancer for 13 years.
And they made you wear makeup?
Gosh, they did. It was truly awful. And they made me smile when I didn't want to.
Is that why I don't smile in the book?
Well, yes and no. So when you were probably 3 and I was going to take your picture, snapshots, family snapshots, you quit smiling. And I don't know if it was you kind of asserting your independence or just wanting to be disagreeable or a little bit of both, but you quit smiling. And I actually loved it. It was just kind of you, being you. So for the book, we kind of go with the deadpan aesthetic, partly because you were already comfortable doing that, but also because I kind of wanted to create this sense of distance and kind of emotional distance between you and me, or between you and the viewer, the image and the viewer of the image. But also because I wanted to try to convey this idea that you were a character being projected onto. So I think with you being expressionless, it creates that opportunity, and it makes the stories that we're telling, in my mind, more general, and thereby more accessible. Because I know I'm not the only tomboy from the 80s that was forced to wear dresses to church and smile, and that actually comes up a lot in some of the other photos, actually. So
that's another way of your different dresses. And I want to wear makeup when I'm older.
Yeah, but you like that kind of stuff, not me. Now, clown makeup, that is a different story.
Yeah, I like that photo shoot.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this makes your teeth look yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
So why do you like this shoot so much?
Well, I guess I just really love this makeup, like right now.
Yeah.
And that we were at the rodeo that we used to go like almost every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
And it was just fun to see the arena and be inside it.
Yeah. Well, that is always fun. Do you remember that time that you were in the mutton busting competition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You were like 8, maybe, or 7. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to hold on and just for dear life. Yeah. That was awesome.
I was just like, I was holding on.
And then you just rotated around. Yeah.
And it was still running.
Those are some fun memories from going to the rodeo.
I still have the belts.
You do the belt buckles.
Yeah.
I always had fun memories of going to the rodeo too, but that time in particular, it was during the off season, so we were technically trespassing. And you got so scared when the guy on the tractor rolled by, and we had to just take off running.
That was funny. Why did you want to be a clown so bad?
Well, other than the obvious, we see how much fun they have in the rodeo and in the circus. As a kid, either going to the rodeo or going to the circus, or when the circus came to town, it just seemed that no matter what they did, the funny ones, not the scary ones, always made everybody laugh. And I mean, I collected clowns. I had clown figurines. I had a bunch, and my friends even thought they were kind of scary, but they weren't. But I just loved that no matter what they did, it was always silly, and everyone had a good time, and they laughed. And oh, did you notice that? Yeah. That's a good look for you. Is your nose starting to itch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably get this
Well,
one.
we should take this stuff off.
Yeah.
So, what else do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about how you're adopted.
Okay. What about it?
Well, you had all those Cabbage Patch Kids.
I did. I had a lot of Cabbage Patch Kids. And those were definitely some sort of surrogate to soothe my own fear of abandonment. Although that's really heavy. Really, though, when I started collecting those as a kid. I didn't want dolls, so mom bought me Cabbage Patch Kids. That was kind of this thing we agreed on. But really, what I loved about them is that they were adopted, and so it kind of seemed like I had someone to talk to about being adopted, because mom and dad super weren't comfortable talking to me about that. I don't know if they were afraid or scared I wasn't happy, but they weren't comfortable talking about that. So that was part of me, trying to have someone to talk to, and I think, when I look at them, I don't see myself. We don't look alike, and we don't act alike. So I think that's why it was so important, or just made me feel so good when people would say you and I were a lot alike, because I didn't have that with mom, but I have that with you. And so I think that makes, part of the book and the process of us kind of remaking these memories even more valuable, because I get to see myself in someone else. And I didn't have that as a kid. So I kind of got to give that to myself by going through all of this with you. Especially, to see you dressed up like me, or in my clothes, like in my basketball uniform, or, some of the things that we had saved for 30 years. I just, I think that what you were able to give me was something even better than what I, actually was remembering, whether or not that was true or accurate. And so our new memories are so much sweeter. And, I'm not even as upset or as frustrated because of all this process. When I look back on that time period of my life, I don't even have that same amount of bitterness or sadness, because of the way that we've kind of processed that together. So,
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, by reliving these memories, I've been able to kind of remake them or redo them, and kind of go back and like empower a young me through you. Because, as a little kid, it's not that I wanted to be a boy. It's that I wanted to have their freedom, their agency. And that's what really, I was drawn to as a kid. And so to kind of be denied that in some way, as if I was, supposed to be this version of a girl that everyone in Texas is supposed to live up to, was hard for me. But going back with you and reliving all of this was kind of part of that therapeutic process. And again, I was in therapy for a long time, and I was in therapy while we were working on the book, and going back and addressing a lot of those memories was important for me. And that's why it's really great, Dr. Gallagher's essay that she includes in the book, because she talks about the value of that creative process and kind of that reckoning with one's past. And that's exactly what I was doing before I started working on the book. But to have that creative process with you, to kind of challenge myself creatively and also work through that with you, I think, made it even better, and now we have like documentation of all of this in a book.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I mean, having that book is invaluable to me, because it's not just documentation of what all we went through together, but it's also retelling my stories and kind of taking some of my power back, but also hopefully empowering you, as now you get to kind of be whoever you want to be now that you're done being me. Yeah, right. So what else about the book? What do you think you're going to remember from working on the book?
Well, I'll probably remember a few of the photo shoots, like the Michael Jackson one.
Sure.
Obviously.
Right. Yeah.
The karate one, and both clown ones, too.
Yeah, those were
good. And having all the time we spent working on this. 3 years. 3 years of having bangs. Wasn't the best time. It was so crazy. And that how our lives are so different from each other.
Yeah.
Like from when you were a kid. And I know we've said it all a lot, but it's true.
No, it is true. And it is crazy. You're right. Is there anything else we should discuss?
Oh, you writing probably.
Oh, yeah.
The captions are more like poems or one-liners. I mean, they're more than just captions.
Yes. Yeah, they are. You're right. And I think, part of that was important for the book is that I was working on doing the writing too, and that's part of stories. Sometimes stories are written, and sometimes they're visual. So
Did you write those first, or did we take the photographs first? Like the whole chicken and egg thing.
right. So which came first, the photographs or the text?
Yeah.
A little shimmy there. Both. It just depended. Sometimes the text was first, and I wrote something, and then I tried to think about how I would turn that into a photograph, or respond to that text in a photograph. And then sometimes the photographs came first. A few of the shoots we did actually were based on real photographs from when I was your age that I still have. So some of them, like the Girl Scout one, we remade exactly like the photograph that I still have. So some of those were like that, but I didn't necessarily know what I was going to write that went along with it. But then, some of them, maybe I was thinking about memories that I didn't have a photograph from as a kid and how I felt about that memory. And then that's what became the catalyst for the photograph. So it really depended. And sometimes it happened quickly. And sometimes we had a photograph done for a while before I kind of knew what I wanted to say to go with it. But some of them, they're in the book, there's just text by itself. There's no photo that accompanies it. And when I did that, I kind of wanted to reiterate that the text is co-equal to the image rather than being like a caption. It's not subservient to the image. It doesn't describe the image. So sometimes when the text is by itself and there's no image, the viewer or the reader has to make their own mental picture. And so the fact that the text can stand alone reinforces that when you see text and image together, that those two representational forms are co-equal. When I talk about these stories, I think about how we think about stories, how they're true. The stories are real, they're true. I really had to reconcile my truths with my fiction. So the things that I told myself about what happened to what really happened to my memories and recollections and how I felt about all those things, and trying to find a way to bring all that together. So some of the photographs or the memories that I have like conflicting feelings about it. So maybe I know the reality, but that's not how I felt about it as a kid, or how I feel looking back now doesn't line up. So the text with some of the images creates or further kind of advances those conflicts or those juxtapositions. So what you see in the text isn't what you may see in the image. And part of that conflict is what I wanted to use to reinforce that idea that maybe our memories aren't completely true, or maybe we continue to have conflict with those as we try and process them. But in all seriousness, like one of the examples, for years I asked for a trumpet for Christmas. Every year I wanted a trumpet. So in the photograph that we took, December 1988, you're holding a trumpet in the image. So I gave myself a trumpet by photographing you with the trumpet. But in the outfit that you're wearing is based on a photograph that I had from when I was a kid, and I'm dressed up like that playing the piano.
And what you really wanted to play was the trumpet.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Anything else you want to add? Perfect. I love you.
I love you too. The end. I had to say it. Stories 1986 to 88. I remember that picture.
Mm-hmm.
The difficult business of being human. I also remember that. Is that one you?
Mm-hmm.
That one's you. Okay, that is so mean. I do that too. Cabbage Patch Kid. Me. One of my favorites. You should go get the picture. Can you go get it? I want to show them how it actually looks.
Okay.
I'll be right back. My mom's photo. This is me as her. Just a picture. But same place. Even though it's a different spot, same place. Look how alike we look. She had fluffier bangs, but I just wanted to show you how alike we looked when we were kids. This is when we won our fish. It was pretty fun. But we still have those lizards. This is the best one. We had to borrow someone's cat because we don't have an orange tabby cat that likes to go on walks. But that was really cute. A name was Apricot. This one we had to get messy. And then this is us. And then the afterward. This was us. Wait, I want to see where the one of. Here it is. So my mom with her mom, and then me with my mom. Very similar. And then my afterward. I wrote the afterward. And then acknowledgements. Yeah.